going to crochet with Potter and Bloom.
Hi, it's Emma from Potter and Bloom, and today I'm going to show you how to make these scrummy little Easter bunnies. They're really easy to make. It's just one square sewn up, filled with stuffing, and then some cute little ears on the top. They are so scrummy. And then the best bit is their tiny little pom-pom bum-bums. So I'm going to show you how to make these now. The written pattern is on my blog. I'll leave a link in the box below. Grab yourself some DK yarn. I used Stylecraft Special DK in the colour duck egg, just purely because I've only just bought it and it is the most gorgeous colour ever. And I also used fondant. So these guys are in fondant and duck egg. You need a little tiny bit of black yarn for the eyes and some white yarn for their bum bums. Let's get to it. I got a pom-pom for my bum bum. Yeah. So this is a pattern that I designed years ago, actually. Quite a long time ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and it's been a free pattern on my blog. And obviously with Easter coming, I thought it would be quite a nice pattern to do with you guys. So what you need to make little Mr. Pom-Pom Bum Bum is some DK yarn in any colour of your choice. I think personally that little Easter bunny should be made in pretty Easter colours. So I am using this. Oh, I am in love with this colour. It is the new duck egg colour from Stylecraft. So it's Stylecraft Special DK in the colour duck egg. I'll be using that. You need a little bit of pink for Bunny's nose. Obviously, because this bunny was made in pink, I did the bunny nose in the duck egg blue on this one. So you need a little bit of pink for your bunny nose. You need a little bit of white for your bunny tail. And you need a really tiny bit of black for the eyes. You also will need to get, oh, let me reach over and get it, some stuffing. I just have a big bag of the stuff in my house, because you know that's what happens when you're a crochet designer. But actually I don't really make very many toys. I don't make stuff like this very often, so the call for stuffing, in fact I think I bought that bag of stuffing maybe 4 years ago. Yeah, hasn't exactly had the most incredible amount of usage, but I have to say I made a load of these bunnies last year because I haven't got my Easter stuff out of the loft yet. I thought I would make some more, which is quite handy because you know, Easter's coming and Betsy's going to want to find some in the garden for her Easter egg hunt. You also need a 4mm hook, the usual things, some scissors. You also need a ruler, just because you're going to need to know how long you've been chaining for. No, not how long you've been chaining for. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're going to need to measure your work so you know when to stop, basically. So we just do our usual. Start with a slip stitch. Right, Mr. Bunny, you've got to go and sit over there because I need to do some work now. Let me just check that is in focus. That is in focus. That is in focus. Right. So start with a slip knot, and then you need to chain 16. I'm making such a meal out of that. You just would not believe how long it's just taken me to chain 16. I mean, really, I don't know what's wrong with me. I need some gin or something. Right, And then all we're going to do is 1/2 treble into the 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3, from your hook. So 1/2 treble. I'm really conscious of my hand being in the way, and then 1/2 treble into every chain to the end. Yeah, in the last video I thought, just because of the angle that I have this set up at, sometimes my hand can really burn like this. I'm crocheting and my hand's like this, and you just can't see anything at all. So I have to constantly sort of try to watch what I'm doing in front of me, and then watching the monitor on my camera so that I can make sure that you can actually see what I'm doing. Because if you can't see what I'm doing, well, there's little point in me doing this, is there? I'm in real. I had very exciting news this week. I had an email from somebody. Somebody took the time to send me an email to say that they just found my videos on YouTube and had started watching them, and that they were really, really helping her to learn how to crochet. And oh, guys, you cannot know how happy that makes somebody who does this, because the whole point is that I'm helping you to learn how to crochet. I want you to crochet up your life. Everything should be crocheted, as far as I'm concerned. And so yeah, when I get an email to say, oh, your videos are wonderful, oh, Emma darling, you're fabulous, well then obviously I'm very excited about that. So thank you very much, and yeah, send me more please. So you have 1/2 trebled all the way across, and now you are going to chain 2 and turn your work, and then you're going to 1/2 treble in every stitch all the way back, but remembering the rule that because we've chained 2 here, we miss that first stitch. So 1/2 treble all the way back. So yeah, I had a lovely email about that. I was really pleased, and you know, because I really do enjoy doing these videos, and I just want everybody to crochet really. I've got so many teaching gigs coming up, and my enthusiasm doesn't seem to ever waver. You know, I can teach all day long and then come home and sit down on the sofa and pick up my crochet and just start crocheting all over again. I think my husband thinks I'm quite bonkers. Okay, so we've 1/2 trebled all the way back, and then we just do the same for every row. Chain 2, turn your work, miss your first stitch, and then 1/2 treble. Whoop. 1/2 treble into every stitch to the end. And that, my friends, is all you're going to be doing now for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes. God, if you're me, it's like half an hour. I'm really slow today. I don't know why. But you must remember, crochet rules, because we missed our first 1/2 treble at the start of the row, at the end of the row, your last 1/2 treble must go into your turning chain. Okay. Sometimes it's a bit squiggly. Okay, so that's 3 rows. Now all you need to do is keep on doing exactly that, 1/2 trebling, backwards and forwards until your work measures 12 centimeters. Okay, luckily for you, I will not crochet until I've reached 12 centimeters, because you would just be horrified. And I've done a very Blue Peter thing and made one. Here's one I made earlier. So you've got your piece of crochet. This flat bunny, oh, let me just get my needle, is going to be turned into a squishy bunny. So all you need to do is sew up the sides. Just get the needle and thread it. Fold your work in half and then just, I'm using the tail actually, which makes life so much easier. You just want to sew all the way down. Now I have to say, I'm not the world's best sewer. In fact, I could probably compete for the title to be the world's worst sewer, but you know, I'm a trier. I try. And you know, my sewing is effective in so much as, you know, I can sew this seam up and no stuffing will come out, which is rather fabulous. It's a shame that end isn't on there. So I will just take some yarn from there and thread it and sew up the other side. Okay, so you're leaving the top open for now. So yeah, we did have sewing lessons at school. We didn't have crochet or knitting lessons at school. More was the pity, although I don't know how much attention I would have paid because I wasn't particularly the most attentive of children. But yeah, so we had sewing lessons with Mrs. Simey at school. Oh my gosh, they were so dreadful. Well, obviously Mrs. Simey's lessons weren't dreadful, but I think the whole 3 years or 4 years that I was having a double sewing lesson once a week, I think I made half an apron in 3 years. That's so bad, isn't it? So yeah, consequently I don't try to sew or do anything like that because I just think that it's pointless because I'm really bad at it. So what I'm then going to do, I've sewn down both edges and then we're going to turn it inside out. Make sure you poke, make sure you poke your bottom corners through. And we've got lots of spare yarn up here, which is very good because we can use that to help sew up the top. So now you get your stuff in and you fill Mr. Bunny Bums up. Good, you know. Now you want him to be, try to sort of spread your stuffing out so he's quite fat on the bottom, if you know what I mean. Okay. And then when you've got him full, sew up the top. And all you do is, because the top are matching stitches, you can quite neatly, she says, follow the stitches along so that even though you're sewing on what is effectively the outside of your work, it doesn't look too bad because you're sewing across the top of the two stitches. So, excuse the pun. My video stopped videoing, which is a bit crazy. My camera stopped videoing, sorry. I don't know why. Sometimes it just says video has stopped recording automatically. It's like, well, why? Give me a reason. So that's it. You've made the body of your bunny. Now what I do with my ends when I'm working on something squishy, all I do is I shove the needle right through the middle, squish it right up, so pull it really tight and then snip it. And because you've pulled it really tight, when you wiggle it back into place, it gets sucked into the work and you can't see it. See, I'm not just a pretty face. So that is the start of your bunny. So now we're going to make some cutie patootie ears. You're going to need to make 2 of them. And you do that, oops, you do that like this. You chain 14, slip knot, move him out of the way. 1, 2, 3. So chain 14. Let me just put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. And you work 1 double crochet into the 2nd chain from your hook. So 1 double. Then you work 1 half treble into the next chain and 1 half treble into the next, and then you do 2 trebles, 1 in each of the next 2 chains, 2 trebles, and then you do 2 double trebles. This makes the fatness in the middle of the ears. Oh, we went to see bunnies at the pet shop at the weekend. Oh my gosh. They're very cute. But I wouldn't be able to leave it out in the garden. So if we had a bunny, it would have to be an indoor bunny. And if you have an indoor bunny, then I wouldn't want it to be in a cage all the time, because it just seems a bit unfair. So it would have to be a free range bunny. And I don't think Tilly would take too kindly to that. Sorry, I've forgotten to tell you what I'm doing. So we did 1 double crochet, 2 half trebles, 2 trebles, 2 double trebles, and then you work back down. Can you see this has gone up like a little mountain? And then you work back down the other way. So after your 2 double trebles, you do 2 trebles, 2 half trebles, and then 2 doubles. And that's your bunny ear, your half a bunny ear, sorry. And then this bottom bit, where you originally started your chain, just slip stitch into there, she says, not really being able to see what she's doing. Just do a slip stitch into there so that you're in position to do the same thing back the way that you've just come. So along the other side, sorry. So you're working into the bottom of the chain now. So 2 doubles. It's a little bit trickier. It's a little bit tricky, I think, to see where you're going. 2 trebles. But kind of a good guide is that you kind of know where the double trebles are. Can you see? Because they're so much taller. that actually you want, and when you get to underneath the first of the double trebles, you kind of know it's a double treble, so you know you're on the right track. That's how I do it anyway. One double treble, two double treble, and then your final bit, the home run, as they say in America. Did they say home run here? I don't think so. Two trebles, two half trebles, and then one double. It should really be two doubles, but if you remember that the first double was actually in fact you missing that first chain, and I just find it so difficult. Cut your yarn. She said, not even cutting it, not even slightly. So that's your bunny ear completed. So I made another one. Here's one I made earlier, and I tend to put the bottom end, so when you got to the end of your first row, it just seems slightly fatter. So you got your little bunny ears. They are cute, aren't they? And all you need to do is sew them onto the top of your bunny body. So yeah, I'm sewing again. Crikey. Decide which way you want to face, and decide where you want your bunny to go. I'm saying decide which way you want. What am I talking about? Decide which way you want your front to be is what I'm trying to say, but it's not coming out properly, because you just want to make sure that the front of your bunny ear is facing the front of your work as opposed to the back of your bunny ear. I mean, gosh, could I have made that sound? Could I have made that sound any more difficult? Oh, I don't know, I don't think so. So that's one bunny ear. I tend to, actually it looks like I've put that on right in the middle. I think this one's going to have ears really close together. I tend to do the ears different on each one so that they all have their own little personality. Yeah, I absolutely mean that. If you go to my blog, I'll put the link in the box below. If you go to my blog, the pictures are of the bunnies that I did last year. So that's one ear sewn on. You just need to sew in your top end as well. Yeah, the pictures are for the bunnies that I did last year, and they've all got really cute little quirky faces. And I have a personal favourite because, you know, you can't help it. That's why I'm glad I've only got one child, because I feel sure that much as any parent would say, oh no, I haven't got a favourite, they do, don't they? They totally do, you can't help it. And, you know, currently my Betsy is my favourite. She has got no competition. I bet she's well delighted about that as well. We've been trying to convince her to sleep in her own bed. She comes into our bed every night, which is kind of, we fought it for a really long time, and then in the end we just gave up, and it was like, right, okay, you can come into our bed. But we do try from time to time to stop her from doing so, and she is currently obsessed with these little things called blind bags, and I don't know if you had them when you were a kid. I don't ever recall having them, but they're just like little, they're just like little plastic bags, and the ones that she's obsessed with are My Little Pony ones. And you cut open the bag and it's got a little My Little Pony in there, and you can collect like 12 of them. Anyway, she's obsessed with them. They're called blind bags, and so we've been saying to her, well, we said to her the other day, well, if you stay in your bed all night, tomorrow morning you can have a blind bag. She was like, oh, okay then. And for the first time ever, she actually stayed in her bed all night. And I was so pleased. I was like, I've cracked it. I now know how to get Betsy to stay in her bed all night. And the next night, she went to bed. And we were like, don't forget that if you stay in bed all night tonight, you'll get another blind bag in the morning. Like bribery and corruption. And she just turned around and went, no, I don't think so, Mummy. I don't think I want one tomorrow. It was like she weighed up whether she, you know, whether it was worthwhile not sleeping in our bed, you know, just for a blind bag. I almost feel like I'm going to have to up the number of blind bags that she gets in order to get her to stay in her own bed. Okay then, so really, Mr. Bunny is nearly finished. He's so cute. Can you see I've done the ears differently? They're a bit further apart on Mr. Pink. Mr. Blues, his are quite close together. So then we just need to embroider some eyes on. Thread your needle with some black yarn, and then I tend to find a space where there's the top of one row and go up into, there's really no right way or wrong way of doing this, and to be honest with you, I'm really bad at sewing and embroidery and all that kind of thing. So you know, I would, if I was you, just embroider some eyes in whatever way makes you happy. As you can see, I am currently making a complete hash, but I find embroidery to be quite forgiving, and if you just keep on and keep on and keep on, you will eventually get to a point where, I think I'm there, looks like an eye. So then I just whiz that through. See my little eye? Whiz it through the back, snip it off, whiz the other bit through the back, might just tidy that bit up there by going through that way, whiz it through the back, and that's one eye done. Oh, one-eyed bunny. Oh, his eye's gone a bit squishy. Oh well. And then thread some more black yarn. And then find a good spot where you think you might be happy. So I sort of make sure that I'm going around about the same row. Otherwise he's going to be a very squinty eyed old thing, isn't he? So yeah, if you follow me on Snapchat, you will see the rise of the My Little Pony collection. She does have 6, but she's lost one. Well, actually, she'd lost 2. And I was talking to my husband on the phone earlier, and he was, you know, in the middle of telling me something incredibly important and serious. Well, maybe not important and serious, but, you know, he was talking about adult things. And I moved a chair out of the way, and I went, I just found candy apple. He was like, oh my gosh, where did you find it? We're just so excited that we found Candy Apples. Yeah. So Candy Apples is back in the gang. She is currently I've laid them all out because I want to see if when Betsy gets back from school, I want to see if she notices that I found her blinking pony. Cute, her. 2 little eyes. And then the final thing. Oh, no, not the final thing. 2 more things to do. You want to get some pink yarn or a yarn of any colour, because if you've done a pink bunny, then obviously you can either use a different colour pink or a blue, like I did on this one. And then I do the nose like a little V, so I find a midpoint in between the eyes, and then I do a couple of stitches up, couple of stitches up, and then I do a couple of stitches over the other way. I hope I'm doing this on camera. I do apologise. My camera stopped recording again. I don't know why. It obviously doesn't like something that I'm doing. When you're happy with the little bunny nose, pull your yarn through the back, snip, pull your yarn through the back, and snip. See, they all disappear, those little snips, in case you were wondering. So, how cute is that bunny? Oh my gosh, he's the cutest thing ever. Right, the final thing that you need to do is to make a little mini pom-pom for his bum. And the way that I do that, for a pom-pom that small, I wouldn't use a pom-pom maker. I'll just get some white yarn, and I hold my index finger and my middle finger fairly loosely. Just wrap a load of white yarn around them. Snip it off, and then snip off a little extra bit of white yarn. Okay, so that's what I currently look like. A bit of a wally, perhaps. Get your crochet hook, shove it up in between your fingers. Shove it up. I mean, my language is just delightful, isn't it? Shove it up there, darling. And then pull your yarn through so that you've got yarn either side, can you see, of your finger. And then just try to really loosely, you probably can't see this at all because I'm using white yarn on a white background, which is just a little bit ridiculous. So hold the two ends tight in a loose knot. That bit's gone astray. And then snip one side and snip the other side. And then try to keep hold of everything because it will be quite loose, but it's okay. Capture it, tie it in a nice tight knot, hold your two ends, and can you see it just looks like a, I say can you see, but oh my goodness, of course you can't see because there's a white background. What a wally. So there you go, you can see it looks a complete and utter horror show. So all you have to do to make your little mini pom-pom is just give it a good old trim. Don't be shy, because it doesn't really matter how tidy it is because it's a bunny's bum, and to be frank, he probably sits on his bum all day long and it's not going to be tidy. So that's what mine looks like, horror show. And then you just get one end, thread it through the needle, grab, oh blue boy, grab your bunny, find a pleasing spot and then just sew it on. That's all you do. I don't know why I feel that I have to be so ridiculous about everything. I do apologise. But yeah, that's it. You just sew it on. I just give it a couple of stitches. Pull that through. The other tail I just snip off and make it part of the bum. And that is that. They are the cutest things ever, aren't they? I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it all made sense. If it didn't, leave me a comment in the boxes. No, not the boxes, in the box below. Yeah, it's been really fun doing this. I hope you like it. I hope you make loads for Easter. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, subscribe, said the bunnies. Bye. Oh no, I'm going to go bye and leave you with bunny bums. Bye.